Hello, and thanks for joining us again on KitPlus TV. Continuing professional development, or CPD as most of us know it as now, is an important part of being a media and content creator. At all levels of the industry, equipment, methods and skills are changing quicker than ever before.
Yes, so this information is often picked up at trade shows, which for now are taking a somewhat of an unplanned break. Thankfully, however, many of the big names in broadcast, together with manufacturers of the tools we use to create and share content, have been coming up with online sessions to help us learn remotely.
Early on, these sessions were pretty basic and involved, at best, a good quality Zoom call, but Sony has joined a growing number of manufacturers to take it to the next step. Here to tell us more about it, we welcome Belen Arronte, dialing in from sunny España. Hello, Belen. Can you give us an insight into what the thinking was behind creating the Rewrite the Future series of online events?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. And yes, for sure. Let me, go back to the thinking, as you were saying, Rewrite the Future event. I think back myself and think, where did we actually start? And I want to start off by thinking first of our customers, That's how it all started. Back in March, pandemic struck in Europe. And the reality is that in our industry, the media industry, the effects were, brutal. Production stopped, sports stopped, all live events stopped. But yet our customers still were craving, more content, specifically news content, critical. And, I want to reflect on what that meant for our customers and the pressure they were in to get their, ops continue running seamlessly within a lockdown situation. So, I want to start by thinking of them, and that's what we started, how difficult it's being for our customers. And, it's incredible how they've been to manage to keep up their operations running, still do, live news within this world. So going back to Sony, for us, it's vital that we can give the services, the know-how or expertise to our customers to be able to, get up to speed in this new world. And that's what we started thinking, okay, what do our customers really need today over, what is it we want to tell them? And most especially how they want that. So first looking at, what they need, we're talking about Rewrite as a series of online events, but it's more than that. It's also content. And we, focused our content around value propositions we thought were relevant for the customer today. Things like collaborating remotely, live stream, IP. So first of all, we thought of what is the content our customers want? And then also, how do they want it? Again, I mentioned how difficult it must have been for them to get their operations up and running. So let's acknowledge how incredibly busy they are at this time. So we can't say, let's just do a, 3-hour-long webinar, generic for everyone, and just hope, people want to sit in for 3 hours and listen to us. No, I doubt that's what our customers need. Instead, we went for a rolling program where we have, yes, content you can, watch or read on your own time, but also a wide range of webinars that are very specific around the subject. So the, our customer or partner can go in our website. By the way, it's pro.sony/rewrite. Check the webinar pipeline, think, oh, this one's interesting for me. And then they're just, 30-minute sessions, talk with the experts. There's live Q&A and yeah, go directly to the point of what's interesting for me and for my business. And then especially, again, having those webinars available on demand afterwards. If you've missed a session that's interesting for you, of course, we will our customers, partners to be able to see afterwards. so that's how it started.
And how's it been going so far? I mean, you started the series a few weeks ago. What have the highlights been?
Yeah, it's as I said, it's a rolling program. So, you know, it's a couple of months to see webinars happening. There's over 40 webinars, I think, in the pipeline. But it's true, we've gone through the first month where there's been that big push, and sincerely, the results are much better than we were expecting. So, you know, it seems like it's going well. When you look at touch points, obviously during September, we would all be at IBC. And I think that was the challenge, you know, how can you get that same level of customer touch points, which we are seeing same figures or even more, because of course, online, everyone has the capacity to, you know, just go onto their PC or phone and check some content online. Not everyone has the means or time to go visit IBC, so the reach is bigger. But what's more important is the engagement, you know, as good, that intimacy you can get on a face-to-face event.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was quite surprised that if we look at the two types of content we're offering, both the online content, we have a lot of stories based about customer testimonials, because we really wanted to give that customer viewpoint, and also that to serve as inspiration for other customers. And well, typically in marketing, we would measure how good that content is, and it fits what the customer wants. As you know, do people sit along the video or not just drop off after the first few seconds? And actually the completion rates of all those videos are much higher than what we've seen in the past. So we have thought a lot about the content, and we've seen that it is the one that the public was looking after. In the case of the webinars, we've had over 30 so far, and the attendance rates varies because of course Sony has a huge portfolio. You can't compare, you know, if you're doing a webinar with a filmmaker on FX9 mass market, or if you're doing a very technical demo on the Hive system. So it's not about attendance, but since we are having live Q&A, we could temperature check the engagement of our public, because actually the questions coming up from the attendees were good questions, were on point, and we really hoped we could help solve some of the, you know, challenges in the industry through those webinars. So in general, it's going well. The highlight, I would say, is, you know, seems a little bit like marketing or sales one-on-one, but in this moment of, you know, new ways of working and pressure and, you know, really quick timelines, it's where you tend to be laser focused. And for us, we kept on challenging ourselves again and again, you know, is this piece of content, webinar we're planning and so on, really what the customer is looking for or not? Well, in a business as usual situation, sometimes you tend to say, I think this is cool, I just go and do it. Well, here, you know, there is that opportunity to say, since we're being so challenged and under so much pressure, you really, you know, do that double thinking of, is this the right way of doing? And at the end, it pays out, because you know, don't waste time on, let's say, unnecessary items, and really focus on what the customer is looking for.
Yeah, that sounds to me like there's a little bit of an unexpected benefit. So from that, can you say that you have noticed any other unexpected benefits to the series, or in the way that you've delivered it, maybe for the customer?
I think we've been throughout, you know, these past months seeing that we can have a much wider reach, and especially the ability that you have now, you know, many of the solutions solutions are focused actually live without needing to be live. You know, the technology that allows for sharing screens and so on. When you're looking at things like asset management systems, the reality is you can do it as well over a call, sharing screens, than in face-to-face. And you can have, you know, level of interaction. And of course, there's a very big time saving, especially for the client.
So going forward, I mean, bearing in mind we've no idea really how long the COVID issue is going to affect us, do you think we're going to see more of this format that you'll do in the future?
I think yes, but we can't say, you know, we're going to forget about face-to-face. That interaction and that strong relationship and understanding you get in face-to-face when you have the body language, you're, you know, having a laugh over a personal, I don't know, situation, cannot be just taken over by digital. But I do think we will end up in a sort of hybrid model with more way on digital, and on top having, you know, some kind of face-to-face interaction, maybe more on a regional level, big events that I don't dare to say, but what I can say on my side, I'm very, very, you know, I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone face-to-face when we can. I hope as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And it's perfect. You mentioned that relationship thing. We are a very sort of, you know, personable industry. It's all about the people. So before we go, we are an industry about people and relationships. We've been asking all of our guests to tell us something about themselves that we, or maybe even some of your colleagues, don't really know about you. And of course, nothing controversial, please.
Okay, let's see what they don't know about me. I'm going a little bit back some years.
That's so good.
Because the reality is now I don't have that much time. I have small kids, but perfect way to blow off steam. I used to do in the past. I hope I can pick it up again. Some good old boxing.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, so end of the day, we all get frustrated. I would say whoever has the time, it's great sport, liberate some steam. You know, you do exercise, but I think, you know, especially for the brain, I don't personally do boxing against anyone. It's more this typical classes where there's a routine, but it also helps a lot your brain. I think there is that concentrating, you know, you have to do like left, left, right. And that routine, I think it's also good for the brain. So that's one of my hobbies, though I need to admit I'm not doing it so much. And I had another, you know, something more related to the industry, mix of industry and personal, with the fear of looking a little bit geeky, but we all are geeks, you know, and it's a call out that, you know, how many moments this industry gives us from an entertainment point of view, and how that, you know, sits with us, relates us to our family and so on. So actually, you know, while I was going around the house, I thought, you know, what memories we make. And here are some of the toys my kids play with now. And we've got, you know, the
Back to the Future
DeLorean and Ghostbusters.
And Ghostbusters.
So, you know, this is a little bit of myself. Here we have Marty. And
you make them all?
Sorry?
You make them all? Or you collect them?
Well, I collect them. So, but, you know, it's incredible how we go in phases and how, you know, certain movies have made this industry, and now, you know, those of us that have young kids are, you know, passing over the torch, and within lockdown I was seeing these movies with my kids, and you know, you realize how important this industry is also from a relationships point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I do remember a time I was taking my son to university and we were stuck in a traffic jam, and in front of us was a DeLorean, and I couldn't work out why he didn't fire his flux capacitor and get out of the traffic jam. But anyway, thank you very much for watching today, and thanks to Belen from Sony for coming on the show. To see all of our interviews and kit reviews, then head over to KitPlus TV, which is brought to you with the support of Mediaproxy, and you can find out more about them at mediaproxy.com.